So we've knocked down 20 of the 117 laps here at the Aaron's 312, and we've had 14 lead changes already. Back here at the Aaron's 312, big problems for Kevin Harvick. On the radio, he's saying it's a motor. Dave Burns, what else are you hearing?
That's it, Marty. First we thought it might have been just a tire down, but he radioed in. Yeah, it was weird from the start of the race, so we'll see if we can catch up with Kevin.
Has this all happened?
Hey, he's pushing Harvick right here. And this engine lets go.
Still out there. Clear.
Well, you see him waving. See Kevin waving. He's got a problem.
Okay, they're going to catch you quick here, boys. Come on down a little bit, 4. Okay, get attached. Outside. Back up a bunch, Cliff. Back up a bunch.
And that was Clint Bowyer's spotter. He was trying to get hooked back up with Harvick, not realizing that Harvick had an engine problem.
On board with Junior. Tony Uri Jr. looking on. Got caution on the track. Brian Scott has had some contact.
All right, we need to bring it to pit road here and get tires.
Yeah, this looked like it could have happened possibly going into turn 3 again, as we saw earlier with Stephen Wallace.
So this may be exactly what Junior needed. Brian Scott has made it back to pit road. Let's take you back and see exactly what happened to the 11.
Got a teammate pushing him and Joey Logano.
Yeah, it's just, you can see they got off center just a little bit. Very lucky it didn't take both of those cars out right there, Joe Gibbs Racing.
Remember those basketballs that Dave Burns was talking about?
Wow.
This could be huge.
Come on. Caution's out. Still outside.
On board with Kenny Wallace.
Inside, outside. Middle of 3, inside, outside.
That would have taken out 20 cars if he came up across the track.
So Brian does a good job of keeping it down.
Well, Marty, there was confusion when Carl Edwards suddenly brought it down pit road and he turned the car off. The team had no idea. Well, it turns out that the 21 of Tim George Jr. got into the 60. They came in, crashed on the front straight. The 12 is around, Marty.
Sam Hornish, just as we told you, is having one of his best runs in a long time, has gone around. And it looks like it may be a similar situation to what we saw earlier, just not hooking those bumpers up.
Yeah, this tri-oval is probably one of the most difficult parts of the track when you're linked up like that.
4 tires and 110 here. 4 tires.
Looks like that right front is going down as well.
And especially as you come out of the tri-oval, the racetrack flattens back out just before you get to the start-finish line. The car will actually move a little bit on its own there, so the driver behind has to really be aware of that and ready for any movement.
Sam's been running in the top 5 all day long here. Right now trying to get back around and hoping that that tire does not start tearing up the fender. Let's take another look.
Yeah, they're coming through. Of course, they're gaining pretty quickly. That's what I think Sam Hornish just may have come out of the throttle just a little bit. Ricky Stenhouse wasn't ready for it.
We saw it happen with Brian Scott. It happened to Jason Leffler in practice 2 days ago.
And this happened right here in front of our booth. We're on top of the grandstands right here. I felt the grandstand shake when this happened when all the fans jumped up in the air.
Let's go on board with Trevor Bayne.
See how fast they're coming here.
Sam actually does a really good job not to hit the wall.
Yeah, just kind of close back on that Joe Nemechek and Mike Wallace. Talk about teaching old dog new tricks.
Got a crash with Mike Bliss involved this time. Bliss, who actually got pushed to the lead of this race, through the grass.
Looks like he might have got pushed off the track in this case. No damage again. These cars are getting spun out and they're not really hitting anything.
No contact, Paul. No contact.
No contact. So again, it's probably the same scenario that we have seen so many times today.
Yeah, I think we'll see this happen on the entrance to the corner once again. It just turns that car down is a good thing, out of harm's way, so to speak.
Mike gets it back out on track. As we've completed 54 laps of the 117. And we'll get another look at it now.
Yeah, you can see right here, he's getting a good push from Joey Logano getting into the corner. And then they get just a little bit separating, just enough contact there.
Yeah, but another responsibility of that driver in front is to hold that car as steady as you possibly can. You start moving around, and then you're creating a problem for yourself because there's only so much the guy in the back can do as far as pushing you and trying to stay lined up on your rear bumper.
What's amazing is they don't hit anything. I don't know how they're doing this, spinning these cars out at 190 miles an hour.
They're going to be pushing to be right in the top 10. That's how fast it can change. 66 are complete here at Talladega. Jamie McMurray's back up front. We are under our 5th caution here at Talladega after 69 of the 117 laps, and that's the reason why Ricky Stenhouse Jr. tags the wall with the right front. But this was a crash not of his making. This was earlier in the lap.
The Allgaier gets loose in the tri-oval.
They recovered from that, though. That wasn't the problem.
And they made the swap.
See, right here, the 31 car is leading Ricky Stenhouse over there. He thinks that they have those cars cleared. Stenhouse does, too, obviously. Trevor Bayne is still there, and it turns him into the outside wall.
Yeah, you're basically having to clear 2 cars. Right here, the second car is just not clear.
Catching some slow ones. Watch them up here.
So a tough break for Ricky.
All clear, man.
He has top 10 finishes in 5 of the 6 races in 2011, but that's not going to happen today. Now, we are going to get a red flag. You saw the fire because there is oil all down pit road, and they're going to have to check how far out it extends onto the non-stop lead changes up front, and a lot of pushing and shoving going on.
Five laps to go. You're looking at the race for the lead, and there is trouble off of turn number 2. That is the 81 car. Don't hit it. Ooh, just a gentle tap. Donnie Neuenberger bringing out the caution for the 6th time in this race. As we come back to the Aaron's 312 at Talladega Superspeedway, be sure to go to NASCAR.com for all your latest NASCAR information. You could see Neuenberger's car pretty well unscathed.
Donnie did a good job. He really had both feet in as deep as he could set them, and just eased up and bumped the wall there. Looks like there's not a whole lot of damage.
He's rolling too.
A little bit on the left front there. Probably another one of those situations to where he just got scrubbed off, trying to line those bumpers up like DJ's talked about all day long.
Watch the front of the pack on this replay. There's the 81 with Mike Bliss behind him, the 19.
He and Mike are coming off the corner, and it just inadvertently got him in the wrong spot, and Donnie goes for a ride. Does a great job of keeping it off the fence.
See the roof flaps, the safety flaps, one of them anyway, coming up, and he just barely gets that stopped.
Yeah, I mean, like DJ said earlier, it's about 15 inches of surface to connect to, and boy, if you just don't hit it correctly or right, we're getting late in the day, guys, before I get a little bit tired in that race car. It is just so difficult, so I think there's more of this to come.
Kyle Busch, that's your top 8, and we're green. See that? McMurray trying to find the 2 car again. Almost found the 99.
Well, there's some sense of urgency to get with your teammates.
Oh, look out. Here we go.
Man.
Right into the wall, McMurray. Kyle Busch is involved. The 66 and the 99 of Waltrip goes around. Oh, and another late hit right there with McMurray, unable to get the car stopped. Okay, but obviously the car is not.
Your fault. We're done here, guys.
We're on pace, certainly, as you mentioned, for a record for a number of cars on the lead lap, but this has taken a lot of them out.
Here we go.
It's like you say, it's just a sense of urgency. All these cars trying to get with each other, and you see some contact right there mid-pack. Looked like Boyer was involved in that.
That looked like Kyle Busch getting into Jamie McMurray is what got all of that started. And I think he was just trying to push Jamie, but a little bit too much of a push and maybe at the exact wrong spot on his rear bumper.
James Buescher and Justin Allgaier both slid through unscathed. Here's another look.
See this, they try to go up through the middle.
Looks like there was some contact with Michael Waltrip too at the same time.
And it could have been Boyer into the 18 also that made him get into the 1 a little bit harder.
On board Stephen Wallace. Well, Alan said it from the very beginning of the broadcast. It is always big here in Talladega, and this one was big.
You can see right there, you got three cars pushing each other, and they're just one's driving the other, and there's just no control.
Yeah, and I think Kyle was actually trying to stay off of Jamie a little bit after he saw he got him a little bit squirrely, but then Clint Boyer was on his bumper pushing hard.
All right, we still got a lot of cleanup to do. We're going to go on board with Clint Boyer as the big one occurs with 28 laps to go. Racing, Roush Fenway Racing, Turner Motorsports, and again the Turner boys making the swap. Reed Sorensen going out in front. Slower. Oh, and Sam Hornish has spun it. He has gone around. Damage to the back of that car, and he's just lightly into the wall.
You got to think that was from his teammate there, just pushing a little too hard because it knocked that rear bumper loose.
We've seen that countless times today, about 5 or 6.
Stay below the yellow here. Stay below the yellow.
So
did you make contact with that left rear?
We got a little tiny bit of hit around here.
it's our 8th caution right now.
Yeah, you can see a lot of damage to the reinforcement to that bumper. It got hammered from behind here. Well, it was already coming loose, though. You can see it right here. It won't take but so much of this.
Yeah, the next push was in its fuel cell.
Just wasn't a good surface to push against, and they needed to get back together. But what do you do?
You can see Brad kind of hesitate for a second, like he wasn't sure it was okay to go up there, but he knew that they had to try to hook back up together, and this is what happened.
Now he knows it wasn't okay.
It wasn't okay.
And it'll hurt him just as much. Dave?
3 or fewer green flag laps to end the race, and you're right. Here we go.
Get together here, guys.
Carl and Trevor did it pretty quick.
Yeah,
Kyle and Joey.
01 and 87 got reversed in their order here.
A little too much contact between the Gibbs cars.
That's going to hurt them as they drop about 3-4 positions. And here they go even more.
Yeah, and the 2 and 22 are hooked up. As we mentioned, that may happen.
Down the back stretch. Oh, and contact. Michael Annette's into the wall. Brian Scott's into him as the 32 of Reed Sorensen does manage to get around. And we're going to have a green-white checker.
Yeah, that's why you heard Jason Ratcliffe say at least 4 more laps, because we can have up to 3 of these.
Tough break for both of Rusty Wallace's cars. It also gives us a chance. That last yellow, we're up to 9 now. Timmy Hill, the leader of the Rookie of the Year points, he got the free pass. We can also update you, Kenny Wallace, remember he was running so well for a while there. He actually reported a fire in the cockpit. They are behind the wall right now, listed in 24th position. There you see the damage on the 11 of Brian Scott. And let's go back and see if we can diagnose this one.
I think it's going to come down to just maybe too hard of a bump once again.
Yeah, it looked like, Brian Scott definitely got into the back of the net.
Yeah. Little contact on Joey's car, but it looks like he's going to be none the worse for wear.
It's the time of the race that you shove a little bit harder trying to get your partner to the front.
Yeah, we couldn't tell by that replay whether Brian Scott was actually getting some help, too.
Yeah.
There's looks like 4 cars together. They could have all been touching, and that's what, that's why that doesn't work. At least a couple of cars are totally out of control there. The front car and the back car have a little control. The middle cars have none.
We talk about how the second guy can't see. Well, the third and fourth guys in line absolutely can't see anything and have any idea what may be happening. In
green flag flies, and we're racing again at Talladega.
Now Mike Wallace and Joe Nemechek are not together. Got new partners.
Keselowski right behind Nemechek.
I'm Mike Wallace. I like this. I got the pole sitter pushing me.
On board with Trevor Bayne.
Yeah, they're getting blocked up.
Whoa, got another spin, contact. This time, the 30th, Buescher. All three Turner cars. Sorensen in the 32. Leffler, who would have come out of here with the points lead. Now, he looks like he's going to be able to keep going, but I don't think Buescher's going too far.
Running out of cars, guys.
So our 10th caution, and we'll have our second attempt at a green white checker. We'll only do it 3.
Yep, just had too much momentum right there and just got into the back of Leffler.
Yeah, Leffler tried to pull up and take advantage of that, of a faster car coming to give him a push, and he got a little more of a push than he bargained for.
Yeah, because you're getting that push from 2 cars, not one. You got 2 cars there.
That's the chance you take anytime you pull up to block. We haven't seen a lot of blocking with this type of drafting, but that's exactly what can happen. That's why we haven't seen a lot of it.
Boy, and there's a hard lick right there on the right front corner.
Well, Sam Hornish did a nice job of avoiding that. He's had his share of problems already today, but he missed this one.
Yeah, you see right there, when Leffler tried to move up in front of his teammates, that was just kind of a poor time decision.
Well, we have, as we've gone into a record-tying 10th caution, I'm looking at my watch, and we are past our scheduled time off. Coming towards this white flag. This race is official. We will finish it on this next lap, no matter what happens. Look out, it's going to get tight.
Well, that got those separated, the 60 and 16 separated.
And that may be all the others needed, because look at how far back they have dropped. Down the back stretch, it is the 18 of Kyle Busch. He has never won here in 7 prior starts. Look out! A spin, Mike Wallace, and he's up and over. Wallace gets back on all 4s. The 38 of Leffler is also involved. The race is going to end under caution. And we'll have to wait for NASCAR to give us the official as to which car was the leader.
Mike Wallace able to drive this car on.
Yeah, baby!
I'm thinking Kyle Busch is going to be the winner of this race.
Here's why you never give up.
Exact time the caution came out, but here's the replay.
See a lot of people with run. You can see Mike Wallace having a big run here, getting a push from Elliott Sadler. That's where it's all going to start, as he tried to make a move.
Boy, and then he gets airborne.
The caution does not come out right away here. It goes just a little bit longer before it does come out.
Yeah, the 18 was in front at that moment.
Carl Edwards gets spun in that altercation.
Still waiting for official word. Here's another angle.
It's a lot of push and shove. You know, Mike Wallace's car really was out of control the whole race.
And we've just got the official word. Kyle Busch is your winner. So he has now won in all 3 series here at Talladega.
We did it somehow.